everybody, here I'm back with a unboxing. Tonight I'm gonna unbox Space Infantry, which is an older game. It's out of print. They're working on a new version which is going to be different. And this one I acquired secondhand from a company in the United States. So of course, you know, there won't be any punching, but of course, who would I be if I didn't have my trusted GMT counter trays? Because after all, this is almost a war game. It's by Lock and Load Publishing, 2011. I've got the expansion New Worlds on its way as well. So a couple of things about the game. The idea is that you play space infantry people, and they come with these nice character cards, which you can also print off. There is still very good online support. You can create your own characters. And you have like the normal version, and if you play the campaign game, and this is why I'm actually very interested in this, you can upgrade people and you have your troops and you can send them out on consecutive and very interesting, actually at least I find them interesting, missions. So the game comes with, of course, the cards for the different types of soldiers. You've got the assault team, fire team, squad leader, zero gravity, you've got specialists, and you've got the, this is the normal version, and this would be the upgraded version, so the ones with the yellow. And they also have a cost, so basically when you hire them, you have a certain amount of points that you can spend when you put together your team at the beginning of the game. You're also provided with a couple of monsters that you can fight. We've got cybers, robotics, mutants and dark roots, and we've also got flesh eaters, mercenary forces, and we've got 2 turn tracks, and they look identical. So yeah, so these serve a dual purpose. The way you play the game is you, this would be a mission, and this is actually the first mission. How this works is you, and it's a very abstract game, I would say. As far as war games go, it's very abstracted. You have, and while I'm doing this, I can actually already start putting them into the relevant trays. You have a marker which denotes your team, which you've put together at the beginning of the game. And each of these squares or rectangles, they're called nodes, gives you some information on what you have to do. I'm just going to try and zoom in here. What you have to do to progress from one node to the next. So this one here says advance 1. So if you want to go to this place from down here, you would have to have 1 success in the area of advance. Now, how do you know if you've got this? Well, different people have different abilities. And the assault team here, the assault team A, has an advance of 3. So his threshold value is 3. And if you want to know if you've been successful, you would go to your, and this is a chit pull mechanism game. You have chits with numbers on them, like these, 4, 5, 3, and 6. So it's up from 0 to 6, and you have 1 0. You've got 3 6s, 3 5s, 3 4s, and so on. And you basically put them into a container and you pull those chits without looking. So those of you who are familiar with similar types of games would have seen this before. Here is a 0 as well. You also have a plus sign. The plus sign would then mean that you draw 2 chits, and you need to meet this target number. So he would gain 1 success for advance if you pull a 3 or higher. So if we were to play with the fire team A and I pull a 5, so let's pretend I pulled this 5, I would have generated 1 advance, and that's enough to move. So this is basically how this game works. And what you need to do is you need to go through all of these nodes to reach the final target of your mission. And you will also run into enemies and you will fight them. And in order to see if you win, you would have combat where you also again draw chits based on, and then you assign damage if you are successful, and the enemies will also fight back and they will also draw chits and assign damage when they are successful. Now this may sound really boring. I wouldn't have bought it if I thought it was boring. I saw a really, really great playthrough again by Solo McLaughlin. I can only recommend her channel. She has a very eclectic collection of games that she plays. Family games, board games that have kind of like a little bit of a Ameritrash touch, but she also plays games like, for example, Pandemic, and she plays obviously also war games, because this is a war game and it was also published by Lock and Load Publishing, so definitely a war game publisher. And she played through parts of the original campaign, and I think she completed the first half of the campaign, and it's really interesting to watch. And when I watched this, I just fell in love with this game, and I thought, okay, well, I'm going to buy it. But then I realized this is actually out of print, so it took me a while to find someone who would sell it at a reasonable price as well, because there are people out there who sell it, but it's incomplete. And I mean, that's a little bit problematic. I'm not somebody, I mean, I don't need a game that badly that I would buy an incomplete copy, because, you know, I do want to be able to play the games. I don't just want to have them, but I want to play them. So that was, of course, not really an option then. So the way this works as a campaign, in a campaign setting, you choose your missions by I think you also, I don't know if you roll a die or if you pull chits, I don't really know, but these are all very these are all also randomized, and then you just try to do your best. You can upgrade your people, you get experience points. And so hopefully over time your group will be getting better and better. And since you can also decide which enemies to fight, if you were to play these ones separately, and you can do this, the different missions, you don't have to follow the campaign trail if you don't want to. You have a lot of replayability in these games, and I don't have a game that has a chit pull mechanism. I believe I own one, but I've never played it. I haven't played Hoplite, and I believe that Hoplite has a chit pull mechanism. I also have 2 copies of Hoplite, so if you're interested in buying one, you can let me know, and I'm going to let you know how much it would cost. So this would be my first chit pull game. I know that in the new version of this game, which I have on pre-order, but this being Lock and Load, this could take them a long time to produce this game, because they tend to be not very good at actually bringing out their games. That's not really what they're really good at. I find it sometimes a bit annoying having to wait and wait. I had so many games with them on pre-order and I cancelled them all because they were just, well, never available, you know. But, you know, this is kind of different because I have a version of the game, and so I don't really need another version of the game. But in the new version of the game, they've changed it. They have changed, for example, the fact that you don't have a chit pull system anymore, but you have a system where you roll dice, which I actually prefer because you can always replace dice, but if you lose chits, then, and I'm just going to check now if all of the chits are here, because if not, then I'll have a problem. I'll have to replace them, and then I will have to replace the whole lot, because if I just replace one, I will always know which one this is. 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 5, 3, yeah, I don't think I've got them all. 6, 6, 4, oh well, maybe 4, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, so I'm missing a 1. And I'm missing the plus. But not to worry too much, because I've got a second version. Oh, there's the 1. So I've got all the figures. I'm just missing the plus sign, but I could always get something else to represent the plus sign. But even so, I have, because I knew this was going to be second hand, and you never know if everything will be complete. I've ordered a second version, which I know is incomplete, and there are some things missing, but I'm just hoping that if anything is missing in here, it'll not be the same thing that will be missing in the other game. So, yeah. Ah, here's the plus. Okay, well, I stand corrected. It is complete, which is great. I will probably start playing... possibly Saturday. I would like to try and do my first playthrough of the first scenario. My idea is, or my wish is, I would like to play the campaign, because that's why I bought it. I bought it for campaign play. So, and maybe you will join me for the campaign, and you might enjoy this as well. The last thing that I would like to show you is the so-called hive. In the hive scenarios, what you do is you have these tiles, and you basically mix them up, and you have 3 of these tiles that have the question mark, and the question mark, whoops, sorry, the question mark refers to the target. You have to go there and you have to switch over some tiles that you place there to find what you're looking for. And of course, as you would draw these tiles randomly, each hive would be different every single time. So the replay value is definitely there. And maybe just a quick look as well at the booklet that comes with it. I actually like the artwork a lot, and it's very sturdy paper, really lovely. And it explains everything, including how to play a campaign. Back here you've got all of the stuff that you can copy to have your squad ID, company history, where you basically assign different things to your group. And here you've got the campaign mission table, where you basically select by drawing a chit which campaign to play. And I'm really looking forward to this, and I hope you will enjoy this as much as I will. And I wish you all a pleasant evening. Oh yeah, and by the way, I did download the stuff that is available, the other missions, and I've already got those as well. I think they're called Steel Bones or something. So yeah, join me at the weekend when I will be playing my first mission of Space Infantry 2011 lock and load games, and watch this space and have a lovely evening. Bye bye.